Salem is still shaken, and the mystery behind EJ's shooting is only getting darker. As one man fights for his life, others are forced to face suspicion, secrets, and spiraling guilt. Let's break down everything coming up on Days of Our Lives, Friday, April 4th, where questions get sharper, nerves get weaker, and the real shooter may be closer than anyone thinks. The episode opens on a tense and somber note as Dr. Kayla meets with a visibly shaken Chad at the hospital. She offers him an update on EJ's condition, and while she tries to remain measured, the truth is hard to hear. EJ is stable, but the danger isn't over. He remains unconscious, and the trauma from the gunshot wound has caused complications that doctors are still monitoring closely. There's swelling, uncertainty, and the terrifying reality that he might not wake up at all. For Chad, this isn't just medical news, it's a gut punch. His relationship with EJ has always been complicated, shaped by rivalry and resentment, but at the end of the day, they're brothers. And now, facing the possibility of losing EJ without closure, grief quickly transforms into rage. EJ may still be breathing, but the question is, for how long? And if EJ doesn't survive this, then it's no longer an attempted murder case. It becomes a homicide, one that Chad is ready to solve by any means necessary. He's done waiting, done playing nice. As far as he's concerned, the person who pulled that trigger is still out there, and they're going to pay. Because for Chad, this isn't just about justice. It's about revenge. As Chad prepares for war, J.J. Devereaux is quietly conducting one of his own, and his latest target? None other than Kristen. With EJ still unconscious and leads growing cold, J.J.'s instincts kick in, and they're leading him straight to one of Salem's most dangerous women. We're talking about Kristen, master manipulator, expert liar, and someone with a long history of eliminating obstacles permanently. JJ knows her reputation, and more importantly, he knows her patterns. The tension between Kristen and EJ has been brewing for months, ever since corporate power plays at Demera Enterprises began to shift the balance. Behind closed doors, EJ was moving pieces that threatened Kristen's grip. And if there's one thing Kristen doesn't tolerate, it's being outplayed. So JJ confronts her. Directly, firmly, no sugarcoating, no games. He wants to know exactly where she was the night of the shooting. He presses her about motives, about opportunity, and he doesn't flinch when she tries to dance around the truth. Because let's face it, Kristen is a master at diversion. She's survived prison, staged returns from the dead, faked identities, she's done it all. But JJ isn't buying her innocent act. Not this time. And the more Kristen resists, the more defensive she becomes, the more suspicious she looks. JJ's gut tells him there's more to her story. Maybe she pulled the trigger. Maybe she ordered someone else to do it. But one way or another, he's convinced Kristen is involved. In a town like Salem, guilt doesn't always come with a confession. Sometimes, it comes in the form of silence that says too much. Over at the small bar, things take a quiet but emotionally loaded turn, as Jada Hunter, usually poised and composed, finally starts to crack under the weight of everything she's been holding in. In the aftermath of EJ's shooting, Jada has been stretched to her limits, balancing professional duty, personal betrayal, unresolved tension with Rafe, and now the guilt of secrets she hasn't fully dealt with. And tonight, that pressure finally breaks through. Jada's spotted alone at the bar, drinking hard and fast, something entirely out of character for her. She's not there to socialize. She's there to numb the pain. And that's when Sean walks in. He doesn't just notice her, he's immediately alarmed. Jada's a strong woman, not someone easily shaken, and this version of her, disheveled, distant, clearly spiraling, is someone he's never seen before. When he approaches, she brushes it off with forced smiles and dry humor. But underneath that, she's unraveling. The shooting, the tension with Rafe, the unsaid things between her and Sean. The fear that something bigger is coming. It's all crashing down. Sean doesn't push, but he doesn't walk away either. He stays. He listens. He offers support, and for the first time in a while, Jada lets her guard down. What starts as comfort slowly shifts into something far more intimate. The kind of connection that feels safe, but is layered with chemistry they've both been avoiding. And as the drinks keep flowing and the walls keep lowering, the unspoken question looms. Is this just a moment of vulnerability? Or is Jada standing at the edge of a decision that could burn everything she's still trying to fix? Because in Salem, emotional mistakes don't stay private for long. And one wrong move could destroy 3 lives at once. While hearts are breaking at the small bar, something far more analytical and dangerous is happening elsewhere in Salem. Leo and Javi may not wear badges, but they know how to sniff out scandal. And with the whole town buzzing about the mystery surrounding EJ's shooter, these two have started connecting dots, and their theory? It's bold, it's close to home, and it might be exactly what no one wants to hear. As they trade gossip, details, and observations, Leo points out something that's been bothering him, the unresolved tension between Gabby Hernandez and EJ. Not long ago, she had a gun aimed at him and enough rage to pull the trigger. It didn't happen then, but what if it did now? Meanwhile, Javi brings up Rafe, a cop, yes, but also a big brother. A protector. And someone who's been dealing with increasing emotional pressure, especially with EJ constantly stirring up drama for the Hernandez family. What if Rafe reached his breaking point? Could it be possible that in an attempt to shield Gabby, he took matters into his own hands? These aren't just idle theories. Leo and Javi are piecing together motive, timing, emotional instability, and they're not wrong to think it all lines up a little too well. The idea is terrifying, but so is the evidence they're circling. What if the person who shot EJ isn't a shadowy outsider? What if it was someone Salem knows intimately, someone who had the motive, the means, and just enough emotional fire to snap? They don't have proof, not yet. But in Salem, whispers become truth, and truth turns into explosive fallout. And if Leo and Javi are right? If this trail leads back to Rafe, or Gabby, then this case just went from a mystery to a family scandal that could shatter everything. As EJ remains unconscious in his hospital bed, the rest of Salem feels like it's teetering on the edge of collapse. The shooting didn't just wound EJ, it rattled the entire town. Now, everyone's under pressure. Everyone's being watched. And the walls are closing in. Chad is laser-focused. His brother's life hangs in the balance, and he's determined to uncover who tried to take him out. But this isn't just about justice anymore, it's about making someone pay. JJ continues pushing hard, connecting threads that others are too scared to pull. His line of questioning is getting bolder, more direct, and one wrong answer could expose everything. Jada is coming undone, both personally and professionally. Her emotional unraveling could mean she's hiding more than just regret, it could be a sign that guilt is eating her alive. And relationships across Salem are straining under the pressure. Trust is fading, old tensions are reigniting, loyalties that once seemed unbreakable are cracking under suspicion. The usual alliances? They're shifting, quietly, dangerously, because whoever pulled that trigger didn't just try to kill EJ, they set off a chain reaction. Now, secrets are leaking. Stories aren't lining up. Alibis are starting to crumble. And here's the truth, in Salem, no one stays innocent forever. Eventually, someone slips up. It might be a confession in anger, a lie told one too many times, or a moment of weakness when guilt becomes too heavy to carry. Whether it comes from fear, love, or sheer emotional collapse, the truth has a way of rising, even when everyone tries to bury it. So ask yourself, who's lying to protect someone they love? Who's hiding in plain sight? And how much longer can the real shooter stay one step ahead? Because in this town, the truth always comes out. And when it does, everything changes. So now it's your turn. Who do you think is behind the shooting? Did Kristen finally strike back to protect her power? Is Rafe Hernandez covering up for Gabby, or is he hiding his own secret? Could Jada's breakdown be the beginning of a full-blown confession? Drop your wildest theories and most detailed predictions in the comments. We're watching them all. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss another twist, reveal, or betrayal from Days of Our Lives. Because in Salem, every whisper matters, every motive counts, and the shooter? They might be closer than anyone ever imagined.